And welcome back to Woke or Stoked episode 12. We are finally back in our old studio after a lot of fun with some great friends. Twin, how are you feeling today?
Pretty good. Great to be back in the normal studio. You know, the Woker Stoke Tower. It's currently in a secret location. It was good. It was good having some extra characters in the previous episodes. It
Yeah.
was fun. We were in Vegas. I know we mentioned that. But yeah, back to our old stomping grounds, Jose.
A lot of great reviews, a lot of positive feedback, so we will try to have our guests on for future episodes, maybe around Christmas time. But for now, you're stuck with the co-host that started the Woker Stoked Empire.
Oh, Jose, really quick, just to
Uh-oh.
for us to brag a little bit.
Uh-oh.
How many views did the first Vegas episode get?
Oh, geez. I think we're up to about 31,000 now, believe it or not.
Subscribe if you are watching this. Por favor, subscribe.
Please do. And also send us questions. We have a link down in the comment section below, and you can send us anything. We will read it out loud, and we'll respond to it. But today we got a short episode for you guys. We're just going to talk about one major story, which is the main thing that everybody's talking about in Hollywood right now. Of course, we're going to talk about the future of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers. The studio. So, Twin.
We talked a little bit about that.
We did talk a little bit about that. We know how good they're doing based off of other episodes. We know that they're breaking records left and right. Which leads to the question that I thought of: why would you ever possibly sell this studio if you're doing so well? Well, it doesn't really matter because they are officially on sale. This
No
comes
way.
to us, yes, this comes to us from the LA Times. Headline: Warner Brothers Discovery has put up the for sale sign. Now what? Question mark.
Wow.
So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to give you guys some quick overviews of all of the major studios, what they're thinking, what they've inclined, anything that they're thinking. And then we're going to give you guys what will probably happen, who's in on it, what's going to happen on the future. So, Twin, can you name me a couple movie studios in Hollywood? The big names. Give me a couple of them.
Disney.
Disney is one.
Paramount.
Paramount's another.
Amazon?
Amazon counts.
Well, 20th Century Fox isn't a thing anymore, right?
No, that's Disney.
Sony?
Sony, yeah, that can count. That can count as one of the, maybe like the sixth one.
Is there an obvious one that I'm missing?
There's Apple. Believe it
Apple,
or not,
okay.
even they might not count. There's Netflix. Did you say Netflix?
I didn't, but I promise I was gonna say that.
And so those are like the major ones that are in play, right? Disney and Universal is also the last one, like the major ones. So you have a couple streaming and a couple more theatrical studios. Mm-hmm. So quickly, Twin, can you think of pros? We're going to do pros and cons, whether you like it or whether you don't, doesn't really matter. Play devil's advocate. But can you think of a good reason why Disney should buy Warner Brothers? Now, I'll just let you know, Disney is obviously Marvel. What does Warner Brothers own?
Almost everything else.
DC.
DC, yeah.
So can you think of a good reason why Disney might want to buy Warner Brothers?
To have control over that. To have control over some of their biggest box office rivals. They won't be losing out to a randomly good Booster Gold movie or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you could finally have Avengers versus Justice League. That's a possibility. Can you imagine?
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Now, obviously...
Are they itching to buy?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. The pros for Disney would obviously be distribution rights. I mean, Disney is an empire, so Warner Brothers could come with, TNT and a bunch of other television channels. But Disney already has cruise lines and a bunch of other stuff. So it would make sense that something so big would take over Warner Brothers. That is a little scary, though, because they already bought 20th Century Fox, as my beloved co-host already pointed out. The cons, of course, are huge monopoly issue. If both Marvel and DC are under the same banner, if Star Wars and Lord of the Rings become under the same banner, if Harry Potter and National Geographic, everything is under the same banner, it's a little scary. But why it probably won't happen, I'm going to put this at a likelihood of about 5% that Disney buys them. And you want to know why, Twin?
Why 5%?
Because Disney already spent a ton of money. I want to say about $40 billion buying Fox. And they've barely gotten out of that hole. The X-Men barely are showing up in the MCU. Does Disney really want to spend another $70 billion on another studio when they haven't even gotten one down pat? I doubt it. I doubt it a lot. So Disney, I would put it last place of wanting to throw their hat in the ring. And to be frank, I couldn't find anything that said Disney is actually trying to do it. I'm not surprised at all. Next studio, quickly, we're going to put Amazon and kind of like Sony around the same boat. Sony I highly doubt it. My co-host pointed out, I highly doubt that Sony would jump in. I don't think they have the money, number one. I don't think that they have the distribution, number two. They're more of a movie studio that sells their projects to other studios. I would put that at like 5% as well, honestly. 5% on the screen right now.
So we got a combined 10% so far.
Yeah, not too likely. Next up is Apple. Now, Apple is. Can you think of why Apple might want to buy Warner Brothers? Can you give me a couple pros?
Well, it would obviously unlock a lot of opportunities for them. Um, well, no, that's Paramount. Um, Obviously, they'd have control over all the things that Disney would have had control
Is
over.
Apple a poor company, Twin?
They're not.
No. Do they have the
They're.
money to do something like this?
I don't know, dude. I'm assuming they have a pretty huge profit margin
Yep.
and might be sitting on a mountain of cash, but I don't know, dude. Do they have enough money?
Money wise, I think Apple could very easily do
You
this.
think they could spend 70 billion
I
on this on a
think
studio?
I think they could. And why Apple is a little bit more likely, I'd put Apple at maybe 15%
Okay.
on the screen right now, 15%,
Yeah.
is because number one, as Twin said, they have a lot of money. They could want that distribution factor because Apple has been wanting to be a movie studio for a long time. They want to put F1 in theaters. They want to put Napoleon in theaters. So they've shown a willingness to let's go out there, let's be a theater production, and they can afford the loss of it doesn't go that well financially in the first couple of years.
Napoleon was Apple.
Napoleon was Apple, and they tried, and it failed miserably. Killers of the Flower Moon was Apple. It also failed, but they put it in theaters, and I respect that. So why Apple is more likely? Because they have the money, they could want the infrastructure. If Warner Brothers just came as a studio, who wouldn't want Harry Potter to win? I mean, come on, like that's just not a non-starter right there. So Apple, I'd put more at 15% because they can actually do it. Amazon is almost identical. We don't want to bore you guys too much, but Amazon, I would say, is about the same. Also a lot of money. Also already bought MGM Studios, MGM, the classic line. Amazon already bought them. So they're also trying to be more of a theatrical company. That also makes a little bit more sense. I could see Amazon doing something like that.
Wait, sorry. Can I pause you to like
Yes,
ask
sir.
a really stupid question?
Yes, sir.
Because I was thinking about this earlier, and I don't know if anyone else there is wondering the same thing. But we were just in Vegas, right? You know how like Vegas, it's like you got Caesars and you got MGM, and they fight for control of everything. Is MGM? Is that the same MGM?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No. MGM, the movie company, is different than MGM, the
Because I
casino.
wasn't sure if it was like a legacy thing where they just
No.
kept the name.
But ironically, with Vegas, there's actually two major companies that own most of the strip, even though they have different names for the casinos. I think
Correct.
it's like Caesars Entertainment, and the other is MGM. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think yeah. So much like with the studios, right? They keep the name, but they just kind of want the control over the actual studio.
Oh, and then the Rio. That's the third.
You gotta love the Rio.
That's the third big one.
Yeah, exactly. The third big one that'll be bankrupt in
They
5
have Penn and Teller.
minutes. They are fired. Anyway. So Amazon, I would also put it about a 15%. They have the money to do it. I just don't see the want for them to pull something like that off. Universal is maybe the second, but Netflix also has maybe spoken about something like that. The problem with Netflix, a good reason, who doesn't want that library, right? I mean, can you imagine all of that Warner Brothers library on
Yeah.
Netflix? That would be a hell of a good reason to do it. Why wouldn't they want to do it? Netflix is a very streamlined streaming service, right? All they put it on streaming. If they bought Warner Brothers, it would be very sad for us all because all of those movies will more than likely go straight to streaming. Any DC movie, any Harry Potter movie, any Lord of the Rings movie, anything that comes out of Warner Brothers would more than likely go to streaming because it's owned by Netflix, which is very sad.
That changes so much in the industry.
Yeah,
I don't
can
know
you
if I'm a big
imagine?
fan of that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I wouldn't either. So yeah, Netflix has talked about it, but it seems like they're a little bit more hesitant. That's a lot of money to talk around. Universal is very likely as well. I'd put that. So Netflix, I'd put honestly more like 10%, and then Universal does have the money, does have Christopher Nolan, does have a lot of repertoire. Why could they? Again, library, distribution, all of that good stuff. Why couldn't they? I don't know if they want to go into a huge merger because I believe Universal is all NBC, Comcast. Like they already have their own humongous empire. Can
Yeah.
they really afford like all of the thousands of employees that come with it, all of the litigations and lawyers? I don't know. I don't see that want in Universal, but they do have the money. Let's not forget they just offered Taylor Sheridan $1 billion to come over to them for like his TV shows and for his movies. So they have money.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, Taylor Sheridan, who's like Mayor of Easttown in 1923, and all those TV shows that everybody loves, Tulsa King. Now he's moving over to NBC and
Yeah, he's
Comcast.
got
And,
some big hits.
yeah, and that's why. Now that leaves the last one, and this I would put at a whatever's left over, 60%, 75%. If I was a betting man, this is what's going to happen. What's the last studio we have left to talk about, Twin?
Paramount?
Paramount. Now, on this
Wow,
show,
dude.
you guys know that we have talked about how Paramount just got bought out by, like the David Ellison, who owns Skydance, and he just bought Paramount, like, even I think very recently since we even started this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've made tremendous moves. We've talked about it on the show about how many the Duffer Brothers and Timothy Chalamet in this new movie, they are moving like lightning. UFC deals and this and that deals, right?
We talked about that on the show.
We did talk about that on this show. We have been around a long time. We're old men, Twin.
Ah, we're 30.
You're 30. Anyway, so the point is Paramount CEO David Ellison, Paramount Skydance, that is the most likely situation. Why? Because they have the money, because they want the distribution, and because that library, they could mix it in with Paramount Plus. You'd have one streaming service that has all of that. Everything from Warner Brothers, everything from Paramount, and one streaming services. And here's the good news, I would say. Paramount is a strictly theatrical company. Top Gun, Transformers, all of them. None of them have gone straight to streaming, right? They all go to the theaters. So if Warner Brothers cared, because Warner Brothers is, under David Zaslav, Warner Brothers Discovery, maybe he wants to sell the company just to a steward that would care for his company, right? That wouldn't bankrupt everybody and put it all on streaming, right? So that's basically what we need to talk about. There's a lot to get into. Obviously, it's a lot of numbers, a lot of boring details. Twin, any questions that come to mind for the viewers at home about if Warner Brothers got sold to Paramount maybe in the next 2 years?
Well, they're long historic rivals. I feel like
They're 100 years old, both of them.
that signals a massive change in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like I don't know. My first question is, how do the other studios feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance that like they don't get sold, or is it pretty obvious that like someone's going to be a taker and
Yeah,
someone's going to pull the trigger on that? If they're doing so well, like why sell now?
exactly. But you just answered your own question, Twin.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're doing so well. That's why you sell. But I agree. I wouldn't want to sell Warner Brothers. It's a thing. But here's the thing. We're forgetting something.
WB is iconic.
Yes, but we're forgetting something. And this is important for the viewers at home. Twin, Warner Brothers has already been sold. Multiple times.
Oh,
Exactly. I feel
Has
like
it?
we forget about this. Do you know of a company called AT&T, Twin? You ever hear about that company?
well, my phone is AT&T.
Lame. Anyway, AT&T acquired Warner Brothers. This has already happened.
What?
Twice. AT&T got Warner Brothers and they acquired them. It completed on June 14th, 2018. AT&T, the company, Time Warner, the company, acquired Warner Media, the company. This already happened. And here's the kicker, and this is important, so put the numbers on the screen. Do you want to know how much they bought Warner Brothers for in 2018? How much did AT&T pay?
They were bought as recently as 7 years ago.
Yes, and this is why we're going to talk about this quickly, but we're going to...
AT&T paid 35 million.
Million?
No,
AT&T, here's some pocket change. Thanks for all the studios.
35 billion.
35 billion.
Yes.
A little off, Twin. $85 billion.
Wow.
85 billion was what AT&T paid to acquire everything.
What did
Warner
I
Brothers.
say?
35. But here's something crazy, Twin, and this is important. Do you remember when Warner Brothers did that stupid thing where they released all their movies day and date? Remember that Dune came out? Dune came out the same day on HBO Max, and all of their movies came out on the same day. And Suicide Squad. Remember that crap?
I didn't get that.
Remember how stupid that was? Remember that they lost Christopher Nolan, the guy that's been with them since Batman Begins, because they did something so stupid? You want to know what company was responsible for that, Twin?
AT&T.
AT&T. And this is important, guys. How much did they spend, Twin, to buy it?
$85 billion.
85. In 2018, they bought it. They sold it in 2022 for $43 billion.
They lost
They lost
$42 billion.
almost half. How is that possible? We just told you how that's possible. Idiotic decisions, losing directors left and right. The town is mad at you. Just stupid, stupid, stupid decisions. And who bought them, Twin? Again, we're not talking about anything new. Who bought Warner Brothers? Do you have any clue?
In 2023?
22.
22. I'm assuming I know this company.
Maybe.
Who?
Discovery.
What?
Discovery, like the Discovery Channel, they have a conglomerate that bought Warner Brothers.
How are they that rich?
Exactly. Well, how did Skydance buy Paramount? There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about. But guys, Discovery bought AT&T. Discovery bought Warner Brothers for $43 billion. So before you guys go about, oh, it's so sad that Warner Brothers is being sold, it's a piece of history. Guys, it's already happened multiple times. We just either didn't care, didn't know, or we didn't even notice.
But is it a bigger deal if like a long-term, also 100-year-old rival is doing it?
Well, couldn't you argue that it's because it's a movie rival that they could take better care of it than AT&T or Discovery?
Fair.
Now, here's the kicker, and this is what's really important, guys. Why are we talking about this? Because remember, Discovery bought Warner Brothers for $43 billion. As my co-host pointed out, they lost almost half of value in those couple of years. Well, thanks to David Zaslav. Who's David Zaslav? The guy, the CEO in charge of the entire company, right? He's the CEO and president of Warner Brothers Discovery. What did he do in those couple of years? From 2022 to 2025, it's estimated, now this could be wrong, how much would Warner Brothers sell for today? This could be wrong. Keep in mind, they paid 85. They lost half. You can't make that up that quickly, so let's not get crazy here. But how much is it estimated that Warner Brothers would sell for in a year?
Probably a pretty good amount.
Okay.
100 billion?
100 billion. So you think it got, not only it got back all of its value, but it even got back more of it.
Right now, I think they're flying high. I think it's the right time to sell if they're going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I say they sell for 100 billion. Hundy Billy.
Yeah, you could be right. The estimates that I'm seeing are about 85, which means that David Zaslav, in just a couple of years, has basically made back all of that terrible decisions, all of those horrible things that they did under AT&T.
Wow.
They made it back. So David Zaslav, I don't care what you think about him, he's a freaking business genius, because in just a couple of years, 3 years, he has put this company back on track to make it worth what it was worth in it when it was originally sold, which is incredible. Now,
big work.
Exactly, very big
Very
work.
impressive.
And we've talked on this show about how successful Warner Brothers is right now. So this is what's important. Quickly, to temper this all off. Obviously, when it's a decision this big, we want to give you guys the facts, right? So everybody's involved in this. Obviously, every studio is involved. The government has to approve this, by the way. This has to go through the government. Because you can't just lose a massive movie studio and then not have that approved. So does that matter who's in the White House? Actually, it does. Because while they don't have final say, it's not like the president can just be like, Netflix buys it no matter what. Of course not. But Warner Brothers could say, I want to be sold to Paramount. And the president could say, that's a little difficult. We'll make it harder for you. But we'll make it easier for Amazon. Maybe, something like that. And on that note, the president has jumped in and has said that he and his administration would prefer that Paramount take over Warner Brothers. And now we get into what's actually happening, Twin. Would you believe me if I told you that Paramount already made an offer for Warner Brothers?
At this point, yeah.
Well, you shouldn't, because they've made 3. Paramount has already made 3 offers to Warner Brothers.
Oh my God.
This is going to happen, guys. Will it be Paramount? That 70% went up to 90% after the president chimed in, after both of them are chiming in. And here is how bad Paramount... Now, do you know who's running Paramount, Twin? David Ellison. He's running Skydance. He's running... Do you know who his father is?
No.
Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have money, guys. Oracle is one of the most valuable companies in the world right now. It's right up there with Google and Tesla, okay? This is how bad... When have you ever heard about this one? You tell me when you've heard about this. This is how bad Paramount wants to buy Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Paramount is offering David Zaslav, the CEO of the company, co-CEO and co-chairman of the board positions in the new company.
Is he going to want that?
I don't know, Twin, but when have you ever heard of that happening? When have you ever heard of Disney buying Fox and saying, we love you guys so much? How about the CEO stays with me, Bob Iger?
I haven't heard of that, dude.
That's never happened. They've said, and I'm hearing, we're putting the articles on the screen, guys. I'm hearing that James Gunn would stay. I'm hearing that Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca would say, articles on the screen to prove this point. So guys, they want this so bad that they are saying, we just want what you guys have. It's so valuable. We're not going to touch it. James Gunn stays. The CEOs stay. In fact, if your CEO wants to work with us, he can stay. We want this company. Twin, how do you even say no to that as a fiduciary responsibility? How could you say no to that, Twin? The government is saying, we'll make it easy for you if you want this to happen.
I'm not any kind of financial advisor. I am not business savvy in the slightest. But I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that that's an extremely unique opportunity. I don't know if people are going to be as generous with the spirit in which they're trying to purchase the company.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they do it.
Yeah.
I feel like they do it.
I don't see how this doesn't happen, especially when the president chimed in. That moves a lot of needles because if other studios like Amazon were wanting to, now they know if they do, they're going to have to go up against litigation, legal, hard work, all that good stuff. But now, and David Ellison, for you guys that don't know, and I understand, maybe you guys are like billionaires owning movie studios, it pisses me off, I don't like it, I get it. David Ellison is a nerd. He's like us. He loves movies. I can understand why he wants Warner Brothers. He's a freaking movie nerd. So here's what I'll say to you, Twin. At the end of the day, if I have to choose which company, not that it matters for Woke or Stoked, but if you want our opinion, we'll give it.
It'll eventually matter.
If I have to choose who takes over Warner Brothers, if it has to be sold, and it's going to be, do I want a studio that's going to dump Harry Potter on Netflix? Do I want a studio that is going to put everything on Amazon Prime? Or do I want a studio that in a couple of months has made deals with the UFC, has made deals with artists, actors, directors, Duffer Brothers, signings, deals, theatrical distribution, Top Gun 3, Tom Cruise? Do I want that studio in charge of Warner Brothers, especially when they recognize what you guys are doing right, we're not going to touch it. What you're doing right, you just keep doing it. We just want to oversee it, so much so you can work with us. The lesser of two evils, Twin. Plain and simple is what I'm going to say. I think Paramount is the obvious best choice for this. I think that the politics align. I think that the money aligns. And if Paramount comes back and says, for example, like what Twin said, let's just say that Warner Brothers is valuated at $70 billion. If Warner Brothers comes in and says, if Paramount comes in and says, we'll give you 85, you legally cannot say no because the stockholders are going to kill you. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody's happy. So guys, just a little inside baseball. But when a merger comes in like this, oftentimes you think there's going to be thousands and thousands of layoffs. It's going to be horrible. The new company is going to fire everybody and just keep the bare bones. I have a bit of a positive note. I'm not sure if you remember, Twin, I have been a part of a merger. My company got bought out by a much bigger company in my job. And much like many of you watching at home, many movie fans around the world that are saying, I don't want Paramount to buy in. Like with Disney and Fox, they destroyed everything. They fired thousands of people. I am the recipient of a very, very positive buyout. The company that bought us, as far as I know, didn't fire a single person. We all got better life, a better work balance, better hours, better pay. Everything for us got better. And that is because of our CEO. And this is why this is important to this Woke or Stoked episode. Our CEO said, hey, I could sell to any number of these companies. My CEO. But I'm going to sell to this company. Maybe I don't get as much money, but I get my employees taken care of. And maybe, call me crazy, maybe David Zaslav says, you know what? I want my employees taken care of. Is James Gunn going to stay? Is Mike DeLuca going to stay? Are these employees going to say they've done a good job?
You hypothesized that in one of the previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah, thank you, Twan. So I think that this is going to happen. And more so, I dare say I think it's a good thing that this is going to happen. But can you imagine, Twin, if in a year or two, you don't have Paramount or HBO, you just have one app? That Harry Potter TV show that we're talking so much about, Paramount's going to release it. I don't know. That's going to be a crazy world. I don't even know what they're going to call the studio. Do they call it Paramount, Skydance, Warner Brothers? I don't know. So guys, Twin, any last thoughts on this amazing thing? We put the articles in the show so you guys can follow along with us. But Twin, anything else to say?
Brothers.
Paradance Brothers.
Give me the Paradance Brothers and this Nulu.
That's a Woke or Stoked guarantee right there.
Those are the big two coming up.
All right, guys. So in the comments, let us know in the any comments down below. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Do you want Paramount? Do you not want Paramount? Any pros and cons? Put them down in the comment section below and let us know what you think
Please
about
let us know
that.
your thoughts.
Please do. Now, usually we end the show with a bit of a game, and today we're going back to an old favorite, guys. An old favorite that we used to have a couple episodes ago. Maybe a lot of our new viewers haven't seen it. It's called Fact or Fiction, Twin. Fact or Fiction. Can you explain to the people how it works?
Well, we've done a couple different versions of this from what I remember, but there's a prediction-based one where we anticipate whether something's going to be fact or fiction, or it's sort of like a true or false trivia format.
Exactly. So basically, I'm going to ask Twin a question. He's going to ask me a question, and we need to really think about it. Will this happen? Will it be a fact, or will it be fiction? So, for example, if 6 months ago I said, "Hey, Twin, is Paramount going to buy Warner Bros.?" and you said fiction, you'd be wrong. Now, Twin, the first question that I have for you, and really think about this, and really think about it at home. Send us your own fact or fictions if you want.
Bring it.
Twin, fact or fiction? Christopher Nolan wins his second directing Oscar before Denis Villeneuve wins his first.
Fact.
Wow. Why?
It feels right, man. No, I think there's going to be a lot of momentum going Nolan's way, and I just don't know if I see Villeneuve getting that kind of love currently.
Even for Dune 3?
Correct. He will not be getting that love for Dune 3.
Wow. Okay.
It's going to be Nolan all the way. Nolan is going to get that second Oscar.
Well, we'll come back in a couple of years and maybe we'll be right. I have to agree, though. I think that Denis' last chance to win that Best Director Oscar is Dune 3.
His last?
Well, in the sense of he's moving on to James Bond, man.
Oh.
And I don't know if you guys know, James Bond is not going to win you a Best Director Oscar. That's easy. So Dune is his last chance for at least a couple of years.
Well, if they get Awkwafina, maybe.
Dune is his last chance for a couple of years, and he hasn't been nominated for the first, and he wasn't nominated for the second. So if he's lucky, he'll get nominated for the third. Whereas Nolan has Odyssey coming out. Well, he'll definitely get a nomination. Will he win? Probably not. But I do think that Nolan has more of a likelihood to win. Good job, Tim. Do you have a fact or fiction for me?
It's the trivia based one.
Let's go.
But yes, so I'm what they call a narcissistic bastard.
Oh my God! Yikes.
And I like plugging myself. I like talking about myself here on the show. And so we were talking in our last episode about One Battle After Another. And it's actually, though it's only made pennies in America, it's done pretty good internationally.
Uh-oh.
So Jose, fact or fiction, the country in which One Battle After Another has done the best outside of America is a country that I will be going to in March of next year, Germany. It has done the best internationally in Deutschland.
That sounds so false. Let me think. Germany. Why would it do well in Germany? But it's made so little that if it made $10 in Germany and 9 in Spain, then Germany wins by default. You know what? No, you're wrong. That's fiction.
So you're correct.
Yes!
You're correct.
Yes!
And for double the points, you can answer multiple choice. And so what actually
Spain.
has... Incorrect. So has it been Brazil, Argentina, or Mexico?
God, if it's Mexico. Mexico.
Ding, ding, ding!
No.
He's right. It has done the best internationally in Mexico, where I believe I will put the number on the screen, but I believe it's grossed about 29 million.
What?
29 too much.
29 million in Mexico.
All right, Twin. And before we wrap it up, I have one last fact or fiction for you before we wrap up this lovely episode 12 of Woke or So. Twin.
Bring it.
And this will get proved in a couple months, so we will know the answer to this.
Okay.
Twin, fact or fiction? The Academy will give the Best Director Oscar to the first black director, Ryan Coogler, this year, obviously for Sinners. Keep in mind, if Ryan Coogler wins Best Director, he will be the first black director to ever win that award.
Really?
Yes. Twin, fact or fiction? The Academy will award him that honor, and it will be the first black filmmaker.
Who's he going to be going up against?
Paul Thomas Anderson.
False.
So fiction.
They'll give it to the white guy making a black movie.
So if Ryan Coogler wins, he will be wrong. But I have to agree. I think Paul Thomas Anderson, it is his time. He will win the Best Director Oscar. But it's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
If Ryan Coogler wins, that'll be history. And you know the Academy loves making history, that type of history. So, guys, what did you think of this episode? Thank you to my beloved twin for coming back, for being back in the studio. Everything's
I'll always
back to
be back.
normal. Thank you. Everything's back to normal, guys. Let us know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Send us any questions to our tip link. Twin, anything to say to the lovely people?
No, thank you guys who've been new, who've been checking us out. The other guys, Anatomy and Novel, will be back for our holiday specials. I don't know if you could tell, but me and Novel are related, so we can't go too far. Yeah, it'll be fun. Thank you guys for the views. Thank you, Jose, for 12 lovely episodes, and we hope you guys stick with us.
All right, guys, that'll wrap us up at Woke or Stoked for episode 12, and we will see you guys next episode.
Ciao!